is between 6:30 and 7 a.m. on Saturday, October 19th. The Delphi murder trial will be holding court today, or they'll be in session today. They aren't following the usual ordinary rules of Monday through Friday. In fact, they were open on Columbus Day, and I wondered, like, why? I thought everything was closed, but they held, session. They went through their stuff on Monday, which was Columbus Day, and I guess they're on a rigorous schedule for what they think will be approximately a month, right up before Thanksgiving. So I thought that was interesting, and I guess a lot of people do, because they're wondering why the judge decided to do this. I'm sure there's a reason. Of course, it's a campaign year, or I'm sorry, it's an election year as well as a campaign year. So we will be voting. I don't vote any longer because of what happened to me, but there will be a lot of voting, leading up to the first week of November, whatever that first Tuesday is, and then someone will be, elected, and I guess whatever you call it, qualified or verified to be chosen by popular vote that first week. And of course, it should be interesting that this trial will be going on at the same time. So every time I see Delphi, I think of Delaware and Philadelphia, and we'll leave it at that. Here in Philly, we used to have a lot more Starbucks locations, but the pandemic closed down a lot of locations, and they haven't reopened to the same capacity. And there used to be one over here by Pine and Pine and Broad Street at this little, it's a shorter building next to this brown building, but it has, Welcome to the Avenue of the Arts. That was, the Pine Street Starbucks is what it would be called by people who were like, meet me at the Pine Street Starbucks. It was pretty popular. And of course, the University of the Arts, which just closed its doors, and this past summer, I guess, it did not reopen for this year. It lost its accreditation for some reason. I don't know how that process works when you have to be accredited. Like, do you have to renew that every year, or how does it work? Or were they evaluated and then they decided to revoke the accreditation? I really don't know, but since the pandemic, we really haven't had the student population that we had before for the U of Arts, at least. I don't know about the other schools, like University of Pennsylvania is an Ivy League. Temple University is, way north on Broad Street. Oh, we have a full moon. I don't know if the camera can see it. And usually when I point, it's not the same, it's right around there, but anyway, if I point with just my eye, it's right there. Through the viewfinder, it looks like I'm pointing somewhere else. So anyway, that's that. They did create a couple renovated locations for Starbucks, like one Starbucks up near the art museum. It moved around the corner, so they were right on the corner of Callow Hill and I guess it would be 20th, behind the Rodin Museum, kind of like, or no, behind the Barnes Foundation. And sorry, we're roaming around here. And anyway, it's been there for years, but they moved around the corner and they're under, it's like the same property, but they're under the granary, which is an apartment complex. It's a really huge, gigantic thing behind the library. So, anyway. It's, incredibly quiet and totally different vibe here in Philadelphia. There's a lot of excitement in 2008, and I kind of wondered if tons of people were here in Philadelphia for the historic, election of, say, of Barack Obama. And then, of course, in 2011, everything kicked off for me. I don't know who's responsible. But this city had 10 times the population, than it does today. So the pandemic really cleared people out. And I don't know if the election of Trump also cleared people out. I'm not